Okay guys, hopefully you can hear me okay. My Chromebook doesn't have a super great camera, so I'm gonna switch to either filming the Can My Quail Be Profitable playlist on my phone, which is what I'm using now, or my husband's laptop, or I'm just gonna buy like a camera off of Amazon that looks a little bit better so it doesn't seem like I'm slowly floating away and far away from the camera. So today I wanna talk about where in the world do you start? You've decided you want to get into quail. Where do you start? So we already went over go big or go home, right? Hopefully you're not, you already went big, but if you are, it's cool. We're going to work through it. And do you have passion? If you don't have passion, I mean, then I think this video isn't really relevant to you if you're looking into getting a business, because like I said, if you don't have a passion for it, no one else is going to either. Like that passion exudes from you. It like fills the room. People get FOMO, remember fear of missing out. They want to be part of that. And if you don't have that passion, who are you exciting? Nobody. Like, so where do you start? Okay, everybody is going to tell you feather sexable birds is where you want to start, especially as a beginner. Okay, super easy. The birds come out, and if they have spots by 3 or 4 weeks, they're girls. If they have a solid color chest, they're boys. Or if they start making that noise, that's a boy. But it's super easy. And it's also easy to explain to your customers, because your customers, usually if you find your people, they're at the same level as you are. So you're a beginner, you're learning, then you're gonna start with beginners too. So a lot of your customers are gonna be beginners and they're gonna have a hard time. If they have a hard time, they can send you a picture of the bird and you can be like, hey, that's a hen, that's a roux. If they get something like jumbo whites or the jumbo like tuxedo, or just any tuxedos, they're not going to be able to tell by looking at the bird. They're going to send you pictures and go, is this a boy or a girl? And you're going to be like, I don't know. And then you're going to have to try to explain vent sexing and stuff. And it's a little bit harder. It's much easier to start with a feather sexable bird. A lot of people are also going to tell you, because hopefully you have a place to put the extra roux. And it's definitely helpful to know ahead of time if you have roux. The sooner the better, because then you can plan accordingly. Oh, I need to butcher at this age, or I need to put them in the freezer for the falconer or reptile owners, sell them for dog trainers, whatever you do. I do a lot with them. So feather sexable is where you want to go. Jumbos are always recommended because you just get more meat. It's a few ounces, but honestly, in that little bit of time, like it does make a difference. So I love jumbos. Most of mine are jumbo browns, but I am working on increasing the size on a few others, and I have some jumbo like silver variants that are really cool, and I just like them because they're pretty. So yeah, I think starting with feather sexable is a good amount to start with. And then, like I said before, don't go big or go home. If you don't have anywhere that you're gonna put these birds, like if you get 50 and 50 end up being hens and you wanna keep all 50 hens, do you have room for all 50 hens? Do you have enough space for that many? What if 50 end up being roux? Well, you're not gonna get eggs from those, so you're gonna have to like do something. Are you prepared to process them? Or like, honestly, I would say, are you prepared to give them up for meat? Like, truthfully, because you're really gonna have a hard time just like getting rid of extra male quails if you don't have the females and somebody's not randomly looking for extra males, right? Isn't that always how it is during chicken season too? We get a bunch of chicks and most end up being roosters. Like, you just kind of come to the fact that if you're going to do this for business, you need to be okay with the fact that roosters are food. Both sexes, males or females, they're food. So you need to be okay with that, and you need to definitely have an outlet for them, because the sooner you can get rid of extra males that you don't need for breeding or meat for yourself, the more you can hatch more and make room in all the cages. So as soon as mine hit either a lot of times at 3 or 4 weeks, I put them in the freezer for the falconer, or if I have lots of extra larger males, I will hold a class and teach people how to process them. But then I have the next grow outs moving right in that space. So especially if you're in a small space like I am, it's important to be efficient with your space. You don't need to just keep feeding a bunch of roosters if they're big enough to eat, or they're big enough that a falconer is okay with them, or a bird dog trainer or whatever. And that's something you have to work out on your own with your customers. But that's where I would start. Feather sexable birds. Preferably jumbo feather sexable, but feather sexable. Now don't get all heartbroken if you're like, but I don't like the jumbo brown, because a lot of people don't like the jumbo brown. It's not their favorite color. There's pearls, there's Egyptians, there's fab fees, there's, you know, I'm blanking right now, but those are the top ones I can think of, and usually they come in jumbo. There's a bunch of other feather sexable colors, and I highly suggest going to My Shire Farms YouTube channel. They have a playlist called All About the Colors, and literally that they talk about all the colors that they have at My Shire, how they acquired that particular color. Usually it's from breeding different birds from their own farm, how they came to that color, and like the size, the lifespan, stuff like that. So that's also something to look into as well. I did that a lot in the beginning. I watched the My Shire playlist and I was like, oh, I really like that color. Oh, it gets close to jumbo size, or oh, that one is jumbo size. Let's start with that. I really think starting with feather sexables. And if you can't decide on a color, because sometimes I'm like, oh, it takes me forever. Like I'll go back and forth on the websites forever trying to decide. Go with the feather sexable mix. Then you get some of everything. And then if you breed them together, you get some of everything, and you'll still get feather sexables. You just don't know necessarily what colors you're gonna get until they hatch. And it's super fun and it's exciting. It's like on your birthday, you open the incubator and you're like, oh my gosh, I got all these fun colors. A lot of people that are genetic-y are gonna cringe listening to that, but if you're my people, you're here because you're like, we're starting slow, right? We're ramping up. And my people are more in it for self-sufficiency, and they like pretty birds too, but these are not button quail. They're not just pets. They're a livestock, and for livestock purposes. So I think that is where you should start. So I'm obviously going to recommend my people, My Shire Farm, close friends. Guidros Family Farm is in PIP. They ship eggs too. I will tag them both in this video so you can find their channels, find their websites, and see what type of birds they offer. But like I said, feather sexable is a really good way to start. And then once your people start wanting to expand and start getting the hang of keeping them alive and learning the roos and the hens, vent sexing is really easy to do if you already know by the color whether it's a hen or a roo, so you can kind of guess and check and learn that way. Then they'll want to expand colors. And then if they ask you for something that you don't have, you can be like, you know what? I think I'll start with that color next. And there you go. That's exactly how we did it. We just grew with our market. So, and people love to come to your incubator and be like, what's that? What's that? And like, I mean, not incubator, your brooder, and grab all the things. So I hope this helps you guys. Hopefully you haven't gone too big, too fast, and you have that passion. And now you are going to start perusing the websites and snatching up some feather sexable birds, or even maybe some sex links. And that way, you know, early on, whether you have boys or girls, and can help your customers that way as well. So they can get their breeding pens together and be more self-sufficient. So hopefully that helps you guys. And thanks for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe if you want more entertaining or information on quails, or trying to be self-sufficient in a very, very small space, because that is what we do over here. Farm girl stuck in the city, and we're making it work every day. So catch you guys later. Bye.